Next up, at UFC 312, we have the featured prelim of the evening. We have Jack Jenkins taking on Gabriel Santos in another fight where I do feel like these odds are potentially pretty wide. We have a kind of proven entity here in Jack Jenkins at 13-3, 4-1 in his last 5. He is coming off that win over, Herbert Burns. Any one of us could beat Herbert Burns. Taking on Gabriel Santos, 11-2 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off his first ever UFC win. Jack Jenkins, good striker, very real power, solid takedown defense. He likes to pressure forward, get you to back up against the cage. From there, he might work for some control. He is a powerful guy. He has multiple ways to win the fight. He's going to tell you about all the times he's snapped people's legs in half with his leg kicks. But what he's not talking about, and what we're not talking about, is how good his offensive takedowns actually are. He's got 9 total takedowns in his UFC career. Takedown defense is a bit questionable, especially when you see that he got taken down twice by freaking Herbert Burns. He's taking on Gabriel Santos, an aggressive fighter. He's just going to charge forward. He's going to bomb 1-2s like Vitor Belfort when he fought Vanderlei Silva back in the day. That's a deep cut for all you newbies. He's going to work in some takedowns. He's going to get some ground and pound, or he could submit you. He's not the most technical guy in the world, but he throws fast. He throws with power. He's also kind of hittable, but his striking is just in your face. It's overwhelming, and that's what sets up the takedowns. He does have some Muay Thai experience, but it wasn't really at a high level. He's coming off that dominant win over Yiza, where his striking looked great, but his cardio did not. It's going to be a fun fight. Almost every fight I've broken down so far, what did we do, 6, 7 so far? There's only a few I agreed with the odds on. This is another one where I don't agree with the odds. I don't think Gabriel Santos should be this big of a favorite. I don't think he should be more than a 2-1 favorite in this spot. The only dots I can connect to justify those odds are that Santos has good takedowns, Jack Jenkins can get taken down. That's it. Outside of that, Jack's going to be the better, more technical striker. So if Gabriel comes in all way too aggressive, if Jack's able to circle off, manage the range, chop his legs out from underneath him, come the second round, third round, already questionable cardio from Santos, could be a problem. The takedowns are too hard to ignore, especially for me. You know, I love my wrestlers, and I've been picking wrestlers forever, and if you can control where the fight goes, that's the way I'm going to go. So I am going to pick Santos here. 2-1 feels wide. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, Jack Jenkins is not very good. I said that he didn't beat Jamal Emmers, and then I picked him against. He was my lock of the week was Cheppy. Cheppy, was doing what he needed to do in the first round, and then really started to pour on that volume, and then judo through him, and Jack Jenkins went to the ground, and I've never seen somebody react like that. I mean, he did hurt his arm, but I've seen people have injuries in the past and try to work through them. That dude acted like he got shot in the back of the head, just fucking laying there. I mean, it was pathetic. I told you guys going in that Herbert Burns fight, I said, you guys better be fucking careful, because I guarantee Herbert Burns, you guys think he's a fucking pussy. I know Jack Jenkins. Herbert Burns is going to have some success in this fight. And he had some success, and there were some instances in there where it was like, I told you guys, Jack Jenkins is not very good. He can be taken down. He's got leg kicks, and he is very good at those leg kicks. Even in that Cheppy fight, it only lasted, a round and a half, and Cheppy's leg was pretty fucked up. He does have good leg kicks. The good thing about Gabriel Santos, I think he's going to be the much better striker, overall striker. He's definitely going to be the better wrestler, the better grappler. I think he's the better everywhere in this fight. But Gabriel Santos, with that Muay Thai style, he is very good switching stance. He can fight from either stance, which is very important for a guy like Jack Jenkins, because sometimes, as tough as you are, right, sometimes it only takes one kick to really fuck your leg up. And if you can't switch stances, all of a sudden, that's a big issue, because it makes it harder to shoot takedowns. It makes everything harder. And that's what Jack Jenkins relies on, is those fucking leg kicks. And he'll talk about it. He'll mention it. He talks about, I've broken this leg and I've done this and that. And maybe he's able to hurt Santos, but Santos can switch stances, takedowns from anywhere. And if he gets him on the ground, he's going to fucking dominate him on the ground. Jack Jenkins this week, I saw an interview today, I'm making a statement. Second round TKO. Okay, Jack. I think Gabriel Santos fucking rolls him.
All right. I'm honestly glad you're that confident, because I was worried about this.
I've been a hater for a long time, but I've been right.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't quite. I mean, yeah, he beat Herbert Burns. And like you said, he got taken down a couple of times in that fight. I remember watching that like, oh my God. I'm gonna bet, and that was right in the stretch of like what I have, like 15 of 16 cards where we both did really well, and that was right there. I'm like, oh my god, it's all gonna come crashing down, and then luckily Jack did what he was supposed to do there. But yeah, I mean, I get it. Those are the dots I connected with the like. Listen, if he can get taken down, Gabriel Santos will take his ass down. So
Gabriel Santos is really good. Even that David Onama fight, I know he got knocked out, but David Onama was a really high level guy. He was having really good success against David Onama as well, and I like Gabriel Santos.
Well, and this is a featured prelim for a reason. This should be a really fun fight. Should be a good watch. The $8,900, well, I do think the betting odds might be a little wide because I'm giving Jack a little more respect. I think that the $8,900 may be worth it because of the takedowns. You get 5 points in DraftKings Fantasy for a takedown. Then you get control time. So I think he can score pretty well doing all that. And the number one question we get every week is, Angelo, what is your relationship with Ben Affleck? You guys are clearly related in some fashion. The number two question I get is, what are those numbers at the top of the screen? Here's your 5-second overview. It's DraftKings Fantasy. Think fantasy football, fantasy baseball. You have a salary. You draft a team of fighters with that salary. You then take that team of fighters and you compete against other people that have done the same thing. And if you have more points than they have, you can win some money. I would recommend it. I mean, I got you into DraftKings Fantasy, and you don't do it as much now, and we have the channel, all these things. But would you say, like back in the day, just watching fights before we want picks, it's fun. It enhances the viewer experience, no?
I saw a video today of Ben Affleck, a paparazzi video of him. He couldn't get his German Shepherd back on the leash or something. He had let the dog out or something, and it was paparazzi driving by. You hear the, and the top comment was like, why does paparazzi give a fuck about Ben Affleck so much? Like, what has he done?
Yeah,
It's all you always see paparazzi stuff on Ben Affleck. It's like, what is he? The guy just living his life. Just fucking, he's like not. He's like, what's going on?
Yeah. Now they're obsessed with him. When you're that good looking, people just care about everything you do. Especially when he's not with J-Lo anymore. Like, all right, that's done. Leave the guy alone. Go focus on her. Did you see? Speaking of J-Lo, did you see Shakira at the Grammys?
I saw Yee's girl.
just literally butt naked.
She's got quite the body on her.
It is nuts. It is crazy. Well, good for him. He is a genius. So
he's a billionaire.
Yeah, that will.
I also saw that he got kicked out. Like he wasn't even invited to the Grammys, and they kicked him out. But I don't know. He was having an after party, having the time of her life. That's what I saw too. Is a lot of people are like, oh, poor her, and he's controlling her, and you could tell that she doesn't want to be there, but she can't help herself. And then there was a video of her at an after party, just like having the time of her life, smiling and dancing and stuff. It's like, what are you talking? Like, she obviously enjoys the relationship. And honestly, he seems like a fucking great guy a lot of times. Obviously, he can be weird, but like a lot of clips with him and the kids, with him and Kim and stuff, he seems like a fucking great dude.
That's what I was going to say. He's definitely a little weird, but even Kim was like, he's a good dad. He's like a normal good dad. Like he's there, and he was always big with she's the one. Like I do the vlogs, and you guys have never seen my kids' faces. I cover their face. She's the one who was putting pictures of her kids and like using them for like content and stuff, and he never does. He's like, no, like these are my kids. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I saw that clip too of
like ran down a hill and grabbed him.
Yeah, like at a festival, some random guy with a camera came up and he's like, "Get the fuck away! What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck away."
Yeah. No, he does seem like a pretty decent guy. You know what else is pretty decent? Premium membership.